Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. I came again today with a very useful video lecture. It's always good to use the shortcut trick to calculate sum, square, division or any other mathematical calculations, so that by using these shortcut tricks can give you more time in your competitive exams to concentrate on other sections. People usually take so much time to specifically numerical ability and reasoning sections by using some old traditional methods, and they ended up not completing the whole question paper. In fact, in some time we couldn't complete half of them. So today I came up with a video and I'll teach you the shortcut method to find out the square of any 3-digit numbers. So friends, before going forward, we will first see the shortcut method to find out the square of any 2-digit numbers. The reason behind it is the method is somewhat same to find out the square of any 3-digit numbers. We have earlier uploaded a video showing shortcut method to find out the square of any 2-digit numbers, and you can watch the whole video by clicking on the link showing below. So we will not go deeper and take so much time here. We'll just take a quick look at the method. So to find the square of any 2-digit numbers, we have distributed the numbers in 3 categories. That is the numbers between 25 and 50, the numbers between 51 and 75, and the numbers between 76 and 100. All you need to remember is the squares of the numbers between 1 to 25. It will be very simple to remember the squares of 1 to 25. So by using this we can find the square of any 2-digit numbers. So friends, let's move to our first category, that is number between 25 and 50. And let's take one example, that is we need to find out the square of 48. So there's only 2 steps to find out the square of 48. To find out first 2 digits and find out the last 2 digits. Okay. Here we will take the base as 25 and 50. Here the 25 will be used to find out first 2 digits and 50 will be used to find out last 2 digits. So the first 2 digits we can find out by taking the difference between the number and 25. So what is the difference between number and 25? 48 minus 25 will be 23. And the last 2 digits we can find out by taking the difference between 48 and 50. It will be 2. And we need to make a square of 2 will become 4. Now you might wonder why I put 0 here instead of putting just 4. So remember always that squares of the number which are greater than 30 will always have 4 digits. So here 48 is greater than 30. So that's why we need to make sure the answer will be a 4-digit number. So in the first 2 digits, for the first step we got 2 digits, but in the second step we got only 1 digit. So if you get single digit in the second step, just put a 0 before it. Now let's take another example. Let's find out the square of 39. So there's always 2 steps. Find out the first 2 digits and last 2 digits. It is also greater than 39, so we'll have 4-digit numbers, 4-digit answer. So first 2 digits will be the difference between 39 and 25. It is 14, right? And the last 2 digits will be the difference between 39 and 50. It is 11, and we need to make the square of 11. Now square of 11 is 121. In the previous example we found only single digit in the second step, so we put 0 before it. But here in this case we found 3 digits in the second step, but we need to make sure it will be always 2 digits. So what we will do, we will put 21 here and we will add, we'll carry forward this here, so it will become 1521. Okay, and let's take one more example, that is to find out the square of 27. Now here also we need there are only 2 steps. We need to find out the first 2 digits and last 2 digits. So the first 2 digits will be the difference between 27 and 25. It's a single digit, 2. So we'll put 0 before 2. Okay, and the difference between 27 and 50 is 23. Right. So what is the square of 23? 23 square is 529. It's also 3-digit number, so we'll put the last 2 digits here and we'll carry forward 5 here. So 5 and 2 7, so the final answer will be 0729. We will ignore this 0, so the final answer will be 729. Okay, let's move to our second category, that is the numbers between 51 and 75. So by taking simple example, let's take 54 square. Here also we need to find out, or we can find it by using 2-step methods, and here also we will take the base as 25 and 50. So the first step will be the difference between the number and 25. We get 29, correct? And the difference between 54 and 50 is 4, and we need to make a square of 4, will become 60. So the answer is 2916. And let's put another example. Let's take 74 square. Okay, it's also a 2-step method. In the first step, difference between 74 and 25 will become 49, and the difference between 74 and 50 is 24, and the square of 24 is what? 576, correct? Now here it is 3-digit, so we'll put 76 here and we'll carry forward 5 here. So the answer will be 76, 9 5 40, 9 5 14, get 41, 4 and 5. So the answer will be 5476. Now let's move to our third category, that is the numbers between 76 and 100. Let's take a very simple example and a difficult example. So it's also very easy. Let's find out the square of 98. It's also a 2-step method, but remember, for our third category, the base will be always 100. For the previous 2 categories, the base will be 25 and 50. Now the first step is somewhat different than the first, that of we have seen in the first 2 categories. So we'll first find out the difference between 98 and 100. It will be 2, but we will not put 2 here, rather we will subtract that 2 from 98. will give us 96. So find out the find out the difference between number and 100 and subtract that number from the original number, will give us 96. And the second step will be same as the previous one. The difference between 98 and 100 will be 2, and the square of 2 is 4, but we will put 0 4 as we need 2 digits in the second step. In the same manner, if you need to find out the square of 88, then the first step will be the difference between 88 and 100 will be 12, and we will subtract that 12 from 88, will give us answer 76, correct? So 88 minus 12 is 76, and the last two digits will be the square of the difference between 88 and 100. 88 and 100 difference is 12, and the square of 12 is 144. Here again we got 3 digit number, so we'll put 44 here and we will add 1 here. So our answer will be 7744. Now let's move on to our original topic, that is to find out the square of any 3-digit numbers. We will now see how to find out the square of 3-digit numbers. So before start, we will distribute the numbers in 4 categories as we did earlier to find out the square of 2-digit numbers, right? So in the first category, it says the square of a number from 101 to 125. Here we will use the base as 100. We will later see how to use this base. Second category is square of a number from 126 to 150, and here we will use the base as 100, 150 and 125 in each steps. The third category says square of a number from 150 to 175, and the base will be same as the second category, and it's 100, 150 and 125. The last category is squares of a number from 176 to 200. Here the base will be 100, 200 and 150. So based upon category, we will use these bases in each steps. So friends, we will move to our first category and let's take one example. Let's find out the square of 102. So there are only only 2 steps. In step 1, we will put 102 as it is, and we will find out the difference between this 102 and the base 100. So the difference between 102 and 100 is 2, and we will add that 2 here. It will become 104. And in the step 2, we'll again find the difference between 102 and 100. It's 2, and we need to find the square of 2, that is 4. But remember, as we explained earlier, if you find a single digit by making the square of a number, we put 0 as a prefix. Okay, so we just now have to make a combination of these two. It will become 104. This is the answer for 102's square. Okay, let's take another example. That's 124 square. Similar steps. In the step 1, we will put 124 as it is, and we will find the square. We will find the difference between 124 and the base 100. It's 24. So we will add that 24 here, and we find 148. And in the step 2, the difference between 124 and 100 is 24. and the square of 24 is 576. Here we get 3 digits by making the square of this number. If you get 3 digits in the step 2, we will add this additional digit here. So how we will make the combination of these two numbers? Write down 148 and write down 576 as like this. Put 5 below 8 and add them. So 8 and 5, 13, 4 and 1, 5. So this is the combination, 15,376. It is the square of 124. And let's take a fast, quick example, and we'll make a square of 106 in 116 very fast. So by following the above method, we can find it. 116, 16, 132, and the square of 16 is 256. So making the combination of 132 and 256, we get 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 13,416. That is the answer for 116 square. See how easy it is to find out the square of 3-digit numbers. We found it within a fractions of second, I guess in 5 to 7 seconds. We will move to our second category now, that is the square of a number from 126 to 150. Here we will take 3 bases, that is 100, 150 and 125. We will use each base in each step. So there are 3 steps to find out the squares of a number between 126 to 150. Let's take a square of 126. So the first step will be similar to the category 1, that is we will put 126. We will find the difference between 100 and 126. So in the first step, we'll use 100 as a base. So difference between 126 and 100 is 26. Add them together, we'll get 152. In the second step, we will use the base as 150. So what is the difference between 126 and 150 is 24. And the square of 24 is 576. Now make the combination of these two numbers, we get 152, and as this is a 3-digit number, we'll put 5 below 2, 76. Add them together, we get 15776. So after this first and second step, in the third and final step, we will use the base as 125. So what is the difference between 126 and 125 is 1. Now how to add 1? We will skip the last 2 digits and we will add 1 here. So it's 76. 15876 is the answer for square of 126. Let's take second example, 148 square. So in the first step, 148, and we'll use the base 100. Difference between 148 and 100 is 48. We'll add 48 here. We get 196. In the second step, we use the base as 150. So the difference between 148 and 150 is 2. And the square of 2 is 4. But as it is single digit, we'll put 0 as a prefix. By making the combination of these two, 19604. Now In the third and final step, we'll use 125 as a base. So difference between 148 and 25 is, if you find this to be difficult, then find the difference between 150 and 25 is 25 minus 2 will be 23. So difference between 148 and 125 is 23. So in the third and final step, skip the last two digits and add 23 here. Add the numbers, you get the final answer. 21904 is the answer for 148. We'll take our third and final example for this category and find out the square of 137. We'll do it very quickly and find out in how much time we can find the square of this number. So in the first step, 137, 37, 174. Square of 13 is 169. Make the combination 174, 169. We get 17569. Add 12 here. We get the final answer 18769. That is the answer for 137 square. We will move to a third category, that is the square of a number from 151 to 175. Here also we will use 100, 150 and 125 as a base, similar to the category 2. In the first step we will use 100 as the base, in the second step 150 as the base, and in the third step 125 as base. So the first example, 152 square. So in the first step 152 and add 52, as the difference between 152 and 100 is 52. So we will add 52. We get 204. In the second step, the difference between 152 and 150 is 2, and the square of 2 is 4, but we need to put 0 as a prefix as we got single digit, and make the combination of these two. We get 20404. And now find the difference between 152 and 25. It's 27. So leave the last two digits and add 27 here. Add them together. 23104. This is the answer for 152's square. Second example, 175's square. So the first step will be similar. 175. Add the difference between 175 and 100 is 75. We get 250. And the difference between 175 and 150 is 25. Square of 25 is 625. Make the combination of these two, as here it is 3 digits, so we will put this additional digit below 0. So 250, 625, 25, 6, 5, 2. And in the third step, find out the difference between 175 and 125 is 50. So leave last two digits and put 50 here. Add them together. 30625 is the answer for 175's square. The last and final example, we will quickly calculate 163's square by using the method. So 163, 63, 226. Square of 13 is 169. Make the combination, we get 22769. The difference of 163 and 125 is 38. 96561, 16569. Let's move to our final category, that is find out the square of a number from 176 to 200. Here we will take the base as 100, 200 and 150. In the first step 100, in the second step 200, and in the third step 150. So the first example, 177's square. So the first and second steps are similar for each of the four categories. So we'll put 177. The difference between 177 and 100 is 77. Add them together, 254. Now in the second step the base will be 200, so the difference between 177 and 200 is 23, and the square of 23 is 529. Make the combination, it's 254, 529, we get 529.29. Now in the last step, here is a trick in this category, is that find the difference between 177 and 150. That will be 27, and the double of 27 is 54. So here in the last step, before adding, make the double of the difference. So skip the last two digits and add 54 here. We get 29. Sorry, here 2, 5. So 9, 4, 13, 11. So the answer is 31329. Answer for 177's square. Only one step is additional here. We need to make double of the difference in the third step and add in the similar manner. Let's take this second example. Let's take 199's square. So the first step will be 199, add 99. The difference between 199 and 100 is 99. 298, and the difference between 199 and 200 is 1. So the square of 1 is 01. And a single digit, we need to put 0 as a prefix, and by making the combination we get 29801. Now in the third step, we need to find the difference between 199 and 150 is 49, and the 49's double is 98. Skip the last two digits and add 98 here, add them together, we get answer 39601. And let's take third and final example quickly. Let's find out 185's square. So first it will be 185, 85, 272. Square of 15 is 225. Correct. Combination 270, 225, 25, 2, 27. Okay. And the difference will be 35. And the square of double of 35 is 70. 252, 34225 is the square of 185. So all you need to remember is the base for each categories and find out the number, find out in which category the number lies, and follow the 3 steps according to each category. Thank you for watching this video.